instead of me looking at camera, looking at the
right.
recording, looking at this, that, the other.
We're good. We are live.
We're live right now?
Yeah, we're live right now.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Now I have to freaking implement all the shit I've been training for.
Awesome.
So we're actually live right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're up and ready. But so it
okay.
is July 30th?
I believe so. Yeah, yes. July 30th. For anyone listening, we're a little behind. We were supposed to make this a weekly thing. We're like 2 weeks and a day behind, but we're gonna catch up on everything we've missed out on.
I had a guest. I had a guest planned for 2 weeks ago when you were in Florida. How was Florida?
Florida was fucking awesome. I of course got trashed. Had a great time. As there with my girlfriend and her sister's boyfriend. I want to say they're together, but they've got kids together, so it's kind of like if they're not married, it's as good as they're getting.
Oh, okay.
He got kicked the fuck out, and her friend showed up, and I was like talking to my girlfriend.
She got kicked out of
he got kicked out because he did some dumb stuff, and
like from the hotel or something.
No, from the trip, because it was my girlfriend's sister who was paying for his trip, and he did some dumb stuff, and she said, "Nope, you're not coming now," and she brought a friend of hers, and I was talking to my girlfriend. I said, "Hey, is your sister gonna be fine being the third wheel?" She's like, "What do you mean she's gonna be a third wheel? You're gonna be the third wheel here." I said, "Fuck."
Oh, so they're that tight.
Yeah.
That's
so I
funny.
just kind of decided, okay, well, I'm just gonna have a great time out here, regardless of what goes on around me, and I did, and yeah, it was what it was. I had a great time. I got drunk, smoked cigars down to Miami.
I saw the pictures.
Yeah, I looked like Prince for a while.
that jacket was pretty impressive. Where'd you get that?
Some I don't even know because it was great. My girlfriend, of course, berated me for this, because some dude on the street asked me where I got the jacket. I'm like, the internet.
Like you had a Timmy Turner moment, just like the internet,
like the freaking return. It's like, oh, where'd you get that jacket? The internet. Yeah, but where? I don't know. Online.
Where'd you order it through?
It was, I don't know. It wasn't even like something I visit regularly. It was actually something that she visits. And she's like, you should get some nice stuff. I'm like, I deserve nice things. So, of course, I went on there. I'm like, yeah,
I could
take that.
Totally pull off nice things.
I can do nice things. I'm not a freaking, fucking bohemian over here. He's like, I can look nice. And it got to the point where, I brought this stuff. Wanting to look nice, and I got drunk enough where I'm like, I don't care what the fuck anyone else says. I don't
fuck with you.
I don't care what they all say. I look nice. I'm going out here partying and shit, looking like Prince.
Well, that's cool. Did you do anything special?
Not particularly. I mean, it is Miami, so just about everything you do is special there. We ate all these different places. We went out, partied. Went to the club a couple times, which was, again, like I was saying, I had that jacket on and everything. I was feeling myself. I was looking good.
Is it bad that like my only reference for Miami is Grand Theft Auto?
Probably, yeah.
Whenever I think of Miami, I think of Vice City and
I know that's everyone's.
That's everyone's. Remember, you could own the strip club.
I ended up in a strip club on accident there. Like, I honestly...
Are they just disguised like regular hole-in-the-wall bars or something?
I guess. But, like, personally, I'm not a big fan of strip clubs. I've been to strip clubs, but they were in terrible places. Mm-hmm. Like, freaking Fairbanks, Alaska. Terrible fucking places. You don't want to go there.
You don't know terrible places for strip clubs.
You don't know.
There is...
When there are 2 strip clubs in town and their pet names are Infections and Hoboats...
Jesus.
Yeah.
So let me draw you this picture though.
Mm-hmm.
North Carolina, there is a truck stop that is a strip club.
Yep.
It is dark. I mean, it is like you
like
go in
visually, or like you kind of have died a little inside once you step inside. Which dark are we talking
Both.
about? Oh Jesus! Okay.
There was one woman dancing that scared the living shit out of us, and it was our first strip club ever.
like like she's dancing up there. You don't want her to dance. Her kids are telling her to get off the stage. You're like, no, please stop.
I wouldn't put it past that place to have like their kids in the back, or something. I'm like, oh my god, there was trucker showers there.
Yeah, no, I knew, because before I went to anywhere, at least down there, they were talking about how good the wings were there. I'm like, you don't eat stripper place food. That's just like, it's a given.
Oh, you've never seen How I Met Your Mother? Neil Patrick Harris describes the strip club food as the best ever.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie and a damn shame. And that's just a hook to get you in there. You're like, oh, I'm just coming here for the wings. And you get there and you're like, oh.
And also
I've died a little inside here.
Countless mothers putting their kids through college.
Yep.
That's who am I to talk though? I don't know what they go through.
No, but seriously, that's the great thing, because like when we went there, and I guess this was a big plan between both my girlfriend and her sister. They're like, they wanted to go to a strip club in Miami. I'm like, okay, Miami's a pretty nice place. It should have a nice strip club. And initially, I'm like, I don't really want to go, but I'll go. Whatever. Have a good time. Have fun. After a while there, I'm just like, you know what? I've seen strip clubs. I'm not about it. That's just not me. I don't want to go someplace and pay some chick to shake her ass when I could get that for free pretty much anywhere else. Well, in Miami. Anywhere else in Miami. I could go there and be like, hey, you want a drink? I'll pay you the same amount for that drink.
So it's not free. It's not free. No.
It isn't free, but the difference is you're going to a strip club knowing you ain't getting no ass versus going out to the club, paying for a drink, and being like, I might get some ass tonight. That's the big difference.
Meanwhile, you're on this trip with your girlfriend.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Also true. But what I'm saying is,
honey, can we
go
to the bar? Maybe.
And that was another reason why I was like, you know what? I don't really want to do this. This seems like a trap. This is a trap. I don't know.
She's gonna yell at me at some point.
It's like, I don't care if you're going there with your sister. This is a trap for me specifically. So this isn't gonna go well. So pretty much what ended up happening is it was getting late in the night. We'd already been kind of worn out from partying the previous day, and we're kind of getting back together. It was like 8 o'clock in the evening. We get a text from her sister saying, hey, we're at this club. Come meet us here. So we go there. Oh, hold up. All right. No, so we go there, and we're in the club. We're like, where the fuck is she? We're looking around. There are people, there's music going on. Everyone's drinking. Everyone's having a good time. A couple of hookahs out. We can't find her. So we look around for a minute. She's like, oh, okay, we're getting ready to leave. I kind of wander back beyond the bathrooms, and I hear this music in the background getting louder and louder. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I go back, and like a secret cave in the back, they're stripping. And there I see her sister and her friend. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I found them. Of course, I'm not having a good time because
Wait, so who is stripping?
Just strippers.
Oh, so it wasn't.
I wouldn't even say it wasn't
strippers.
The sister. No.
You almost made it sound
the sister
like
was not stripping. I will say that. It wasn't even strippers. They were the definition exotic dancers. No clothes came off. They're basically in bikinis, but no clothes came off. But they did shake their ass like, they making money. That is what happened. But at the same time, I'm in there with my girlfriend, her sister's friend, sitting there. They're like, hey, you want to get a lap dance? No. I know better.
No.
Do
not try to put me into this situation.
I've seen this movie, and I die in it. I'm not playing that game.
That's funny.
But other than that, it was just a generally good time. My girlfriend wasn't looking forward to getting on the beach. I went to the beach, had a great fucking time. But that was it. It's Miami. You get what you expect from it, and it's exactly what you expect from it. You're going to pay a lot. There are going to be a lot of attractive people. all over the damn place.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have fun. You're gonna go to clubs. You're gonna, eat good food, and that's everything you would expect from it. Really.
Sorry, I noticed our strength health went down. So
Or what?
uh, our our stream health went down.
What does that mean in a real sense?
It says that our resolution is not the best.
So basically, our live stream is just like looking grainy. Is that what's up?
No,
No.
it's basically saying that it's going a little slow.
Like that, we're looking kind of pixelated. It did look a little pixelated there for a minute.
It did, but I'm gonna see. Oh well. I'm sure it's fine, but it's probably not.
Okay. Well, you continue to work on making us look as good as we possibly can on live internet.
Yeah, right.
I think something we should touch on, which, I mean, we're kind of late to the party on this. The death of Chester. Damn, I feel bad doing this on live internet because I freaking love Linkin Park, but Chester, and I can't remember the last name. Bennington.
Yeah,
Chester Bennington.
That's why I put this over here. I was like,
I know.
I was like,
so
last time we didn't know what the fuck we were talking about.
So we cannot look fucking terrible, and except for that whole 30 seconds where I'm just like yeah. But no, yeah, the death of Chester Bennington, specifically the suicide of Chester Bennington, which is really unfortunate. I don't know about you, but growing up, like, Linkin Park was the introduction into music that wasn't just played on the radio. It was like, that was the first real album I bought.
Oh yeah,
and kind of like adventure outside of what was being played on the radio.
Yeah. I got in. I was really heavy into them, but by their third album, I felt kind of. I was actually talking to somebody the other day about this.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of felt wronged because the third album was basically a remix of the first two albums.
Are you talking about their collaboration with Jay-Z? Is that the one you're talking about, or something else?
No, like their first three albums were basically remixes.
Well, I mean, the first three can't be remixes because literally the first album is the first album, the second, and so on and so forth. But
Lincoln, no,
come on.
No,
so what do you mean?
Second and third album were basically remakes of the first album.
As someone who's also a fan, I have to argue against that because, again, I'm a huge fan of them. And what was it? We got it right here. There was Hybrid Theory initially, Meteora. Oh my god, both of those albums were fucking great. Minutes to Midnight, I wasn't as familiar with. I don't know if you really were into it. Living Things, again, 1,000 Suns, and if it looks like I'm reading this off of a laptop, that's exactly what's happening.
So,
Reanimation,
was
great, and that was specifically supposed to be.
This is how my experience of them went. It went, Hybrid Theory,
which was their opening,
and then I went to Reanimation,
which was a remix album, so I can see where you're coming from with that.
And then the next one just had a bunch of remixes too.
Maybe it was probably their collaboration with Jay-Z, which was a good album. But if you're looking for something new, I can definitely see how that would have been like.
Yeah, after I picked up the third one, I didn't go for a fourth. I didn't dip back into the Linkin Park.
Yeah. Well, and like their sound, especially in the last couple of years, has changed quite a bit. But I really like in an interview, he was saying very much like, we're doing this to kind of show what we want. A lot of people accuse them like selling out. It's like changing their sound for money essentially. But I really liked what he said. No, we're doing this music to express what we want to express, regardless of what demographics is hitting. This is where we're at. And I respect that a lot. it may not have had like some of the hits that their initial albums did, because it really it was that time and place in American music industry that it really resonated with a lot of people. But I think this change was
it was good.
it was them. It was their personal growth.
It was okay. I actually I didn't know about the sound change until I watched a reaction video, like one of those kids react or
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
And they were playing like some of their new stuff, and I'm like, oh,
Right, yeah, like
this
kind of
this
like
is Linkin Park now.
no, especially because like their newest stuff I also hadn't heard. So like, and seeing those kind of things, you're like, oh, these are the same people I grew up with, really?
Yeah,
I mean, I
they definitely
can't
did
fault them.
change.
They did change a
They
lot.
did change, but they also got older.
Yeah,
They got
they
older, and they were probably
right, and
sick
they were
of.
definitely a lot less angsty.
They were
than
probably
were.
sick of playing fucking Hybrid Theory over and over and over again.
As much as I love all those songs, yes, I can definitely see from their perspective. I love all those.
Well, like no one really bought into their new stuff. That's the thing.
No.
Like you were mostly hearing all their old stuff, and then
And
then the remixes of it, and then everyone had to remix the songs.
Yeah, and personally, I can't hate on that. I mean, if you have a good solid base starting off, and you want to do something different, you may or may not have success with that. But you're always going to like, at least in their aspect, they're always going to have success with that base.
Yeah,
they can go off, they can do something else, they can experiment with it and still be successful because they have that very solid base.
yeah.
Again, like, for me, a lot of their newer stuff was kind of hit and miss. I really have to hear their new album, which has Heavy, I think, is one of their the singles off of the album that came out right before he killed himself.
Heavy.
I've still got to listen to it, and I'd like to listen to it because I feel from what I've heard that really like speaks to a lot of people. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's give me 1 second. We can actually listen to it right here.
Ooh.
I don't believe that they'll.
And the people
I
in
don't
the
think they'll
universe
hear it.
that are potentially listening to us,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna sit here, kind of.
So Linkin Park.
Yep, Heavy. I think that's their new sort of single before he passed away, before he killed himself. So let's take like maybe a 30-second clip for us or something, just to listen to it.
I don't like my mind right now.
Oh no, it is going.
Oh
well.
Oh no, we're gonna get sued. No, abort. This is definitely, this is very much different than a lot of their older stuff.
Oh, that is a completely different sound, huh?
It is, but I mean, well, it's very different. It's he really had that voice that resonates, and even though it's so different, I mean, just listening to it now, I'm just like, man, that still resonates with me from back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay, seriously, kill that before you get sued.
Okay, yeah, that's gone.
That was nice, but we're 2 episodes in. We don't need a lawsuit already.
Yeah, right. Especially now, everyone's hungry.
Yeah.
Everyone's really hungry. Have you ever heard of H3H3?
It's familiar. I've seen enough things online to like recognize it, but
the dude that runs it, he's actually best friends with Post Malone, I guess.
Okay.
And he's being sued over a reaction video. Basically, the guy on the other channel is pissed because he fucking made fun of him. But that's what H3H3 does.
Right.
They really pick apart people.
Yeah. But that's so many people online that you can't even be like, oh, that's this one guy doing this one thing.
Oh yeah, dude. There's people getting mass views off of this whole Jake. Is it Jake Paul? I think it's Jake Paul.
Okay.
But he's fucking going crazy. So people are like like analyzing all of his videos and stuff, and they're getting views off of that.
Yeah, that's a potentially scary thing. Like when you grow as a YouTube celebrity, essentially, is the scrutiny that you come under.
Oh yeah. Well,
Like-
everyone ends up under scrutiny.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, when Philip DeFranco was moving his channel, like there were so many conspiracy videos and stuff. But he did bring it on himself because he went on the H3.
Yeah.
He went on their podcast and
Yeah.
he's like, let me just
Not-
maybe here in a couple months you could give me a shout out if I'm not on my channel or something. And
It's like,
people
if I
were
get
like, oh,
shut
it's going down.
No, but like, and that's what I wish I could remember what company it was, what specifically it was, but I think there were a couple. I think it might have been GQ that did it. That interviewed a lot of right-wing individuals and interviewed them and pegged him as being like this alt-right individual. Freaking Philip DeFranco.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
if anyone like actually listens to him or is familiar with any of his work, they kind of like, what? Alt-right? No. But
Well,
it just
that-
becomes like this label they slap on anyone who doesn't believe exactly what
he
they
got
believe.
thrown on that new website that Twitter dude made.
Oh, freaking
where-
Tariq, whatever his name is.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
see that the
The
logo looks like a
sys-
fucking swastika?
Yeah, it's
I'm like, how
kind
did-
of ironic in a lot of ways.
Why is he
It's a
promoting the
suspect-
swastika?
No, is a suspected white supremacist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
it's fucking
ridiculous.
stupid. It is fucking stupid. It feeds on all of this dumbness that's going on now, and I don't know. I don't know if people are just feeding into it because it's entertainment and that's it. If people actually believe this dumbness, but ultimately that's up to them.
Well, no, it's ultimately up to
No, the
basically
viewers.
everyone now, because dude, it's a mess now.
Well, people fling
What the
around these.
fuck is going
People
on?
fling around these accusations like it's nothing, and to the people who are flinging them around, it is nothing. But back before a lot of people realized that this is the kind of I don't know how else you would say it. This is the standard protocol for anyone who's on the ultra left and stuff. Before that was realized, it was super damaging, but it's gotten to that point where everyone kind of sees it for what it is and be like, no, you're just throwing words around, trying to make me look bad. It's not what I'm about.
I don't know.
Right.
It's been weird. I've been seeing a lot of shit online that just it's fucking crazy.
Oh, I know it is.
Absolutely crazy.
Like the internet has always been like a wild place, but with with politics being directly injected into mainstream internet memes and life, it is just taking on a whole new aspect of its own.
I don't know why everyone's getting into politics now. I can't talk about politics. I can't fucking stand it.
Well, I mean, you're saying that, but in its own way, we're already doing that. Like, we don't want to, but everyone takes everything and they throw it into some political blender and be like, okay, you're either on this side or that side, and either way, you're receiving a whole crap ton of hate.
I'm gonna stick with Hail Danzig, and that's what I'm gonna run with until
Hail Danzig. That's gonna become a gif. No, that, like you said, that's gonna be very much a thing, and it's not gonna stop anytime soon.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, until Trump's out, until we have a less talk about president.
I think I don't really think that's gonna happen though. Trump is very much a Oh man, here I am. Very much an inflammatory person and subject, especially being in his position, being the president of the United States. But I think regardless of what happens from this point on, the internet and all of its fuckery is going to be very involved with politics.
Yeah.
Because it as being the freedom of expression that it is, now that it's in there, it's not coming out. It's like a bad stain in your favorite shirt. You're just like, fuck. No matter what I do, no matter how hard I
All
scrub.
these fucking years the internet's been around, man. They haven't been involved in politics
And-
until the past, like, what, 3 years?
Yeah, and the biggest part of it, I think, is it's very much a backlash from, like, you know, these very left-wing individuals. And again, I'm not trying to get super political.
It's so easy to fucking troll all of it.
Exactly.
so
They don't
easy.
recognize it for what it is, as trolling.
Yeah.
And most of the people who do the trolling do lean towards, I don't even want to say right, but more centrist. And if you're at the center, these and I'm just speaking from what I've seen on the internet, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but these people on the left, on the far left, if you're on the center, if you're anything other than their position, you are this big old boogeyman. You're the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what your position is because you aren't with them, so
Yeah.
and they're going to slap you with whatever label or whatever
I don't know.
other thing.
Most of the hardcore memers I've seen, they are like, they are center. Like, they just don't give a fuck.
No, like traditional.
Could you
like,
imagine? Could
like
you imagine?
literally traditional liberalism? Traditional liberalism is considered alt-right by current like liberals.
What the fuck is alt-right though? Like,
Alt-right is supposed to be like this ultra nationalist, white nationalist movement, but they call everyone alt-right. Like, it's supposed to be essentially the neo-Nazis and, you know, stuff on the internet, but they call everyone that, so it loses its power. It's like, oh, you're alt-right. No, I actually believe in classical liberal, you know, viewpoints.
Did I ever tell you about that jacket that I made while I was in the army? Well, no, I made it before I went to the army.
Yes, yeah, you told me
the
about
anti-Nazi symbol.
Yeah.
And I got branded as a fucking neo-Nazi
because I had a
an
swastika on.
I had an anti, like, you know, the smoking symbols with the cross through it. Yeah.
Yep.
And they were like, "Are you part of the neo-Nazis?" And I'm like,
well, they saw your blonde hair and your white heritage and said, oh, fucking Nazi. Fucking Nazi. And that's even before it got crazy.
You better be careful or you'll wind up like PewDiePie.
Well, I mean,
he got fucked.
He was a white Nordic male.
Dude,
so he had it coming. He had it coming.
Dude,
as a white Nordic male.
He's pretty nuts now. Like, he's changed a lot.
Well, I mean, when you get targeted like that, you go from being like, "Hey, I'm just doing my funny shit," to, "Oh, you want to target me for this?"
Now he's got like
okay,
that.
I'm gonna jump on it.
Have you watched his videos lately?
Not lately. No.
He's got like.
I honestly, I never really followed him that closely, but he was always a very well-known figure.
Yeah.
So
he's got like this dark room that he does his videos in now. It's kind of semi crazy.
It's
I would be you're creeping me out.
I'd be very surprised if it wasn't a direct, you know, a direct
correlation to
yes,
his
correlation.
attack.
Yes, I'm sorry, I was having an aneurysm.
It's probably not the right word, but I've just been using that word like
a direct correlation to him
wildfire.
being accused of being this Nazi fascist individual. And again, like
no,
I said,
he was using
just,
it. He was using it before.
Oh, was he before his
yeah.
accusation?
Yeah.
Then I can't speak for it. Again, like
Yeah.
I said, I was aware of him as a figure in, you know, the internet society group, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I wasn't really.
It's a whole nother fucking world now.
It is. It is.
It's a whole nother world.
Mm-hmm.
It's not reality. That's for damn sure.
It is ultra reality.
It's fucking rainbow Pop-Tart cats and
super reality.
Remember Homestar Runner? I had a hint of nostalgia the other day because I'm working on that retro emulator.
Yeah,
the ROM emulator,
like the one you showed me when I first came in here.
So I was looking at a bunch of old shit that I used to watch online and stuff, and I wanted to find Trogdor from Homestar Runner.
Yeah,
and It was funny. It was nothing like I remembered it.
Oh,
I was kind of pissed that I watched it because I'm like, oh, I remembered it being so much better.
Well,
No, it semi sucked.
that was yeah, the early days of the internet when like the craziest shit would just be like, oh yeah, that's funny, that's funny. Oh, speaking of which, you got to remake that AMV that we made together
Yes,
and send the copy to me because I've talked to people.
I can't download them.
You can't download
They're
them?
not listed as downloadable videos, so I can't download them.
Is there any like non-YouTube source that you could use?
I mean,
Have you
we could
tried or
we could I'll see what I can do, Mike.
we'll talk off screen later. But no, for those of you who are peeking into our little window here, back when I was younger, back before the internet was the big monolith it was, I kind of did some editing magic with a VCR, a PlayStation 2, and my home TV. And me and Pat got to talking about it. And I said, hey, you know what? With the power of technology, I bet we could recreate what took me hours and hours and hours back when I was a kid.
And we did
in a matter of moments.
Like 5
and we
minutes.
did. And it looked amazing. And it worked.
It was so much easier.
And it stood the test of time. It was legitimately awesome watching that now. So I was super happy about it. And you guys may never see this because of copyright reasons, but I want to get my version. So I can enjoy it for my personal self.
I think in their own right, like those videos shouldn't even be up on YouTube to begin
probably.
With. I'm pretty sure neither of them were from the original artists.
Oh yeah, I guarantee it. But at the same time, you never know when and where they're gonna the internet.
No, it's just
internet
YouTube.
Attorneys are just gonna swoop down and be like, "Oh no, this is mine! Ah, don't do this! Ah, pay me!"
Did you see what was it? Not Kim Kardashian.
Kim Jong?
No. Fuck. Who's the guy that went girl? What's his
We're
name?
treading dangerous water as soon as you said that.
I'm trying to think of his daughter's name. What's his daughter's name?
His daughter's name?
Yeah.
Anything Kardashian.
Oh, so they are Kardashians.
The Kardashians, yeah.
Well, they just got in some hot water because they stole a bunch of
concept. Or Kylie Jenner, I think, would be his daughter.
Yes.
Kylie.
Yes. I was about to say, I don't think they're I don't believe they're Kardashians, are they?
No, I mean they're related.
Kylie Jenner
they're related through marriage, I guess.
They just got in a little bit of hot water for
the
stealing
Jenners.
Stuff.
Oh my god. We are treading dangerous water now.
Yes. But yeah, they stole some
Is this what you're referring to? The first thing that popped up there? Or something else? No? Different?
No.
Okay.
It was some kind of clothing line. They have their own clothing line, but they stole a concept from somebody else, and they were using a bunch of musicians' faces.
Oh,
like they used Jimi Hendrix and stuff, I believe. It was weird.
That's weird, yeah.
But they got in a lot of hot water, and then someone else ran with it, and they had this big uproar over concept art where they took a set of lips, just a picture of lips, outlined it in neon, and then and like the upper teeth were biting the bottom lip and the lower right hand corner, and it was dumb. It was dumb.
That is like something stupid like that.
They were trying to say that's mine. I made that, and I'm like, I don't know. I've seen that since
now I was
in high school.
I'm sure it's gonna pop up eventually, and I don't know if this is gonna be good or bad or neutral for us. Pretty much anything involved with freaking Jay-Z's 444 album that just came out.
Yeah.
Have you? Again, I haven't seen the whole thing.
How'd you segue from?
No. I'm sorry. If you've seen anything involved in his music video called "The Story of OJ" or something like that,
yeah,
and you were talking about high-profile celebrities and getting in trouble about lips, Have you seen anything
Oh.
from that?
Well, that whole video
video?
is meant to be controversial.
I mean, yes.
Just because Jay-Z can fucking do it. He's
he's in
like,
a position where it's like, what are you gonna do
someone's
to me?
probably someone on his side was probably like, hey, this might not be a bad this might be a bad idea.
He
And
said,
then he's like,
fuck you.
fuck you. I'm Jay-Z.
I'll do what the fuck I want.
Motherfucker. And I'm like, yeah, I'm never playing that in public, I guess.
Yeah. It's like, well, I guess that adds, just put that on the checklist of things I can't do because I'm white. Listen to Jay-Z's album in public.
Yep. Do not try to pull that off on the
anywhere. On the anywhere.
Yeah.
Unless you are literally surrounded by white people, in which they might go like, why are you listening to that? But literally,
what are
anywhere.
you talking about? If you're surrounded by white people, be like, oh shit, that's my fucking song.
Okay, legit, yeah. But seriously, like, if you're a white person listening to that and you're not around all white people, you might catch shit just because you're listening to Jay-Z's album.
Oh, no doubt.
Which is hilarious because it's probably a good, fair chunk of, his audience. Probably. I mean, I know a lot of, black people, African Americans are going to listen to his album, but considering his success and the success of hip hop in American culture.
Stop moving the table closer to me.
That's my foot.
Chill.
I don't know. I wasn't trying to. That was my foot. But no, but considering that, a big portion of the people listening to him are going to be white people.
Yeah.
Regardless, whether they're going to be young white people, old people, or
matters.
anyone.
At this point, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, you say that until it gets to the point where someone's like, oh, you can't be listening to that. You can't say that. You can't. And then you get into a whole lot of muddy territory.
I just want to dig myself into a hole and stay there.
And just be like, nope, don't want to do it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it.
I've been looking at so advertising yourself, marketing yourself.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. And you have to pick something and stick with it. And I'm like, whoa. I don't want to stand behind the same thing for the rest of my life. What the fuck
shit
are you
changes
talking
pretty
about?
quick in the public eye, yeah.
No, I do not want to stand by what I said fucking 5 years ago. I was a fucking retard 5 years ago.
Yeah, very much.
And
so.
I'm probably a fucking retard still.
Yeah, 5 years from now, I'd probably be looking back, be like, oh my god, I was doing that.
I'm gonna pull this video up and go, what the fuck was I doing? Look how horrible the quality is.
Look at where my life was at that time. Dear God.
Remember that apartment I was doing fucking live streams out of? Jesus.
Just sat there,
and people can't let that go. People can't let that go at all.
Right.
They're like, you're a fucking piece of shit sitting in a 3-bedroom apartment 5 years ago doing live streams out of your living room.
We could hope for a 3-bedroom apartment on either of us. That would be like,
shh, this technically counts as a 3-bedroom.
You're getting real deep into the technicals if you want to call this a 3-bedroom. Real deep.
It's not bad though.
It's not bad. It's not 3-bedroom.
It's not terrific though. At all. It's not terrific.
Yeah. I'm looking at this at us right here. That's just like a still, right? That's not us being frozen.
Oh no, we're good.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure. I just want to make sure we weren't.
It doesn't look like it's choppy at all, so I'm hoping.
Well, we aren't looking things up like before, because remember we actually looked things up, and that's when we had issues in the actual.
Yeah,
streaming.
I think this was a different color also.
Meh.
We could always check how it sounds real quick. You want to check and see how it sounds?
Oh, let's wait until after the words. Okay, let's finish what we got going on now.
What if it sounds like shit?
We could then be corrected next time.
Okay,
we don't break. The recording.
We don't break our concentration. Damn it. Okay, so anyways, so yeah, lately I've been working on that Raspberry Pi thing. Right.
The new computing. What does it actually do? You tried to explain to me earlier.
It's a computer.
Get back into
it's a $35 computer, and it's not bad. it's going to be able to emulate all the way up to PlayStation 2.
Oh, that's
I
pretty
believe.
cool. What can it hook into? Like, what could you play it off of?
Oh, anything.
Anything.
It's got the HDMI port built right into it. It's got everything, and
That's-
it's also got these it's got these pins on it that you can set it up to work with external electronics like
Okay.
like LEDs and buttons and stuff. GPIO pins.
So, like, if you wanted to hook up a controller for
How
a controller,
How about we move that? But
but like if you wanted to hook
it's
up
got
a
a
controller or
USB
something,
port.
then
You can
could.
you can hook up USB controllers, and it
Mhm.
also has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi as well.
All right.
So there's those options too if you want to get a Bluetooth controller, I guess. But no, you can emulate just about any system
That's pretty
up
awesome.
until the PS2. Nintendo 64 runs a bit
And it can
wonky.
play on anything. Like if with your TV out there, you could hook it up to that.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, it
So you
runs
could-
off of micro USB power.
So essentially, like not naming specific, but like you could play an old GBA game, like maybe what the
Game
hell
Boy
is it?
Advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, any
Well,
of them.
like I'm trying to
As long
think
as
of the
as long
specific
as you
game,
find
but,
the ROMs, if you find
like
decent ROMs.
Golden Sun, like you could play that on your big ass TV.
What the fuck is Golden Suns?
Golden Sun,
What is that?
look it up. GBA Golden Sun.
Golden Sun.
Yep.
I've never heard of this.
It's pretty awesome actually.
It's on the DS.
Yeah, it's older, but it's good. Like think kind of Pokemon, but not, but better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like instead of Pokemon, they're essentially these spirits, and they have all these different wind spirits.
But yeah, that's Nintendo DS. That'd run fine.
Yeah.
It's when you get into like 3D. When you get into 3D graphics, it
starts
tends to-
kind of
yeah. But you can also overclock it.
But I mean, no, that's what I'm saying though. Is that's really cool. Like something that would be this small screen. Otherwise, you could blow up and put on your TV and play it just fine, right?
Actually, it has hookups, so you can hook up a small like touchscreen to it as well.
Yeah.
You can do anything with
That's
it.
really cool.
It's a computer. You can do fucking whatever you
Fucking
want.
computer.
Come on.
Whatever. Trying to limit yourself. It's
not
a
gonna
computer.
limit
It's
my
a computer. You do what the fuck you want with it.
I've been looking into like how to hook a touch screen up to
Well,
it.
I'm glad I at least mentioned that because that's something you should really look into because it's a really fun game.
Golden Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
Mhm.
I kind of, since it runs horribly on it, the Nintendo 64 games, since
Oh,
it
like
runs
that.
horribly on it, I've been
Star
like,
Fox? You think Star Fox would play well on that? Yeah, like the old one.
I don't know.
The
It
original?
depends on how well you can overclock it.
Okay.
But there's still no guarantees that it's going to run smoothly. That's the
But
weird
still,
thing.
it's all you can play around with and kind of see
Yeah.
where you go from there.
Do you have you ever heard of overclocking? Well, mostly been console for you, right?
Right. Yeah. For
Okay.
the most part. I mean,
Okay.
a couple laptops.
So
I
you're-
haven't had a tower since like way back when I was young, and that was the early freaking days of it.
Your CPU runs off of a frequency,
Mhm.
and that frequency dictates how many lines of code it can process
Right.
in a given. I think it's seconds.
Okay.
I would imagine it's seconds.
Right.
But
essentially, like you're talking about.
you can boost that up. You can tell it to run at a different frequency.
Okay.
If it can handle it, is up to the CPU. The weird thing about CPUs is they're not the same. The silicon chip can be kind of weird. They run at the advertised speed.
Yeah. So, for example, like I was talking about, if I got a console, whatever it's running on, they know this is what it's going to run on. It could
Yeah.
run higher,
It could.
and it could vary
Yeah.
what the higher end of it
Yeah.
is, but this is like baseline. This is what
Yeah.
can run.
Yeah, when they're producing those chips, they test them to see if they can run at that baseline,
Okay.
and they don't test them at any other frequency. If it runs below that baseline,
Yeah, it doesn't.
Trash.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't pass.
but there's some that can run much higher. They call it the silicon lottery. You get like a fantastic CPU just out of nowhere.
Because they don't, yeah, because they don't even test it at those higher,
Like
higher
these
end.
professional gamers and shit. That's what they're looking for is these fucking
Random chips that
this
are just fucking
gold
amazing.
mine. Yeah. I've seen some crazy builds where they're trying to cool CPUs
Mhm.
because the higher frequency you run, the hotter it gets.
Right.
So they're using like liquid nitrogen to cool their fucking CPUs. And they've got this giant chimney smokestack. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up a picture so you can get a reference.
So like I was as you're pulling that up, and this is gonna be really cool. But one of the things I was wanting to get into, which we already talked about, is the prevalence and the growth of geek and nerd culture in regular mainstream culture.
Well, it's making a full circle. So since we're
and it's
dealing
coming
with
waves. It's coming waves.
Yeah.
It's definitely been like higher than it is now, but it's certainly not gone. I think it's coming back.
since we're dealing with a bunch of different media outlets. Yeah, look at this.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
That is frosty.
That is awesome. I can't believe it. Like some of these builds are just
That's absolutely frosty right there. Wow.
That's
that
cool.
and that just looks pristine. Like what is that ghetto water bottle?
Oh my
I
God.
wish we could show
Sure.
this right now. This is great.
Yeah, that's the thing with this shitty old computer. My CPU sucks, and OBS is a very CPU intensive program.
Yeah.
So we're probably skipping on YouTube.
Oh,
right
as you're
now.
looking everything up. Because that's where we had the issues last time. Was when we ever tried to.
Well, it was actually because I was
online.
still using an internet card. Like I wasn't hooked up directly to my modem.
Okay, so we're not now.
So we should be doing better. We should be doing better
Okay,
than
well
last time.
we can review this later though.
Yeah.
Yeah, not going to try to interrupt the
Jesus.
flow of everything. That is frosty.
But yeah. Where was I going with this? Oh, because there's so many different media outlets now and everything like that. People are educating themselves on technology
Mhm.
in general.
Well, and that's the nerd aspect, and again, like the prevalence of the home computer and the ability to go out there and do so much more with it.
Yeah,
is
look what
definitely
we're
out there.
doing. Look what we're doing right now.
I know, how awesome is this shit?
Yeah.
But like you said, and that's where I guess you get into the difference between geek and nerd. Nerd is definitely the more hardware aspect of it and knowing the specifics of it. Whereas a geek, you're kind of getting into your Pokemon, your lore, your
You're getting into
fantasy
the
stuff
software
as opposed
and-
to how things function.
Yeah.
Which I mean, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with either. I'm definitely like a big old
So-
geek, and
so
you're
in your-
definitely more the nerd.
In your terms, a nerd is technical, a geek is a consumer.
A nerd is practical. A geek is what's the word I'm looking?
Impractical?
Not oh yes, impractical, very impractical, but not the word I'm looking for. A geek is more
Utilizing these
hypothetical.
technical.
What's another word? What's another term that I'm going to use for hypothetical? Because I don't feel that's properly encompassing what I'm trying to say.
I don't know.
Hypothetical. It's more theoretical.
Okay.
It's your Star Trek fan who's like, well, potentially their transporters could operate in this way.
Yeah.
None of that is based in reality,
guess-
but they know all of the reality of how that works in the reality of Star Trek,
I guess
and goes on to other things.
I guess
But it's just being geek. It's just loving what you love without any restrictions, really.
I guess they got it pretty close.
Mhm.
Isn't that the story? They got pretty close to what it would actually be like to travel at that speed.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, what I'm saying though is like from the as far as the basic difference between being a nerd and being a geek. A nerd
Yeah.
is more focused on what's happening now and being on the cutting
I
edge.
just got sidetracked on Star Trek for a minute. Neil deGrasse Tyson brings it up every once in a while.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is a badass, and I love him to death. And I hope he continues to go out there and do great things for science.
Well, he already
that
is. I mean, the way
continues.
the way the dude educates is beyond anyone else I've seen.
I hope and again, I haven't seen some of the stuff he's done recently, though I've heard of it. I hope he doesn't fall into the pitfall that
Bill Nye has fallen into.
Yes.
It's sad.
I died a little inside just thinking about it. I'm sorry, I had to come back. I'm just
Bill Nye died in my eyes.
Bill Nye.
He got roped into all of this like back and forth fuckery online.
Bill Nye, the SJW guy.
Oh, he's a civil justice warrior now? No, he's not. Why are you giving me this face?
They're just
Is it not?
It's good. No, it's fine.
It
it's fine.
Civil?
No, it's not.
Oh, what is it?
Social justice warrior.
Social. My bad.
Social
no,
justice
he's
warrior.
a fucking
No, because I knew it. Like
civil,
probably
civil
most people
justice
who are
warrior.
on the internet watching this probably watch this like, oh my god, I can't be civil justice warrior. And then out there like hashtag. I don't know how hashtags work.
I don't know how. You know, it's funny. Yesterday,
the social justice warriors. But yeah, no, that's pretty much like everything social justice warrior has taken over his show on Netflix, which is basically why he's no longer scientific.
Oh.
Like he knows his science to the degree
Well,
that
guy's
someone who has
smart.
an engineering degree knows science. But I mean, I guess that's a big part of it and why he's very much in the public eye.
I haven't seen any of it.
He's made himself in the public eye, and that's the thing.
I've
though.
seen some of the stuff that like
he's
he's
supporting.
been doing on Twitter and stuff, and I'm like, man.
And again, not trying to single
not
out
gonna-
anyone as far as who we're listening to, but like he is getting his stuff. Like he was getting elected awards and stuff for. Well, I'll have to show it to you when we're done. But like one of the things was, wow, I heard that. That was a powerful pop you got going on.
Oh, yeah.
There. But no, like one of it was like a song about gender fluidity.
He made a song?
It was in his show
Oh.
about gender fluidity. And yeah, and it got an award.
Oh my God. So you're the perfect person to talk to about this.
Okay.
So remember how when we were in the military, so many people wanted to get out.
Yeah.
Like so many people were just like
Yeah.
ready to jump ship. They're like, get me the fuck
Oh,
out of
are
here.
we about to dive into the whole
We're about
Trump's transgender?
We're
ban?
about to fuck this shit up.
Jumping into this shit. All right.
The
let's
best
do this.
meme I've seen so far is you mean I can go home? It's a dude wearing a dress, holding a gun. And I'm like, that's fucking true. Like I was saying it all fucking week. I'm like, why is everyone freaking out about this? I guarantee
It was a thing for a long ass time. Before he repealed it. It was like in place for maybe 6 months. Before he was like, okay, no, we can't be doing this anymore. This is stupid. No one.
It sounds like a mess to begin with. Not
was.
not to say anything bad about transgender.
My biggest thing, which I point out
or
immediately,
whatever.
which has been pretty well documented, is first off, something we're well aware of is the level of suicides and attempted suicides in the military. Ridiculously high.
Mm-hmm.
Then you take that, and in the transgender community outside of the military, they have a attempted suicide rate of over 50%. I believe it was like 60%. I can't quote anything, but it was
Okay.
like approximately attempts of at least 60% of the population. So you're taking a group that has over half of them are likely to try to take their lives. So
Mm-hmm.
in that aspect, mentally and emotionally unstable. And you're putting them to another group, which has a rising group of people attempting suicide because of the shit they're going through, where you really need people to be strong and to be stable. And you're going to inject that there and
It's not about that
not
anymore.
expect suicide rates to freaking go through the roof, at least in this
Yeah.
demographic. I guarantee it will.
The only thing that I wanted to press was the fact that call me a shitbag, but I guarantee most of them were like, eyes can go home.
I'm guaranteeing there was a lot that went in there as guys being like, you mean I can be the ultimate female warrior? I can be the best.
Could they take would they be held to female standards?
I will show you videos after this that I think you will love.
No way.
Of course, we can't play this right now, and I'm not going to say anything specifically, but Vet TV. Vet TV, anyone out there, visit them. They're doing great. They're getting a lot of support, and they're starting to, actually produce episodes. Anyone there, see Vet TV.
We're so bad that he's going to sue us for even mentioning to go to his channel.
This is something that's building up. So, he might.
No,
but seriously, you got to see this. You're going to laugh. It's going to be great. You guys are probably going to laugh too. I'm hoping. Not a sellout, not a sellout, not a sellout. I'm not a sellout. But no, it was freaking hilarious, and we can't play right here. But I can't say how much I support that stuff. But we'll get into that later. But yeah, it's something that's addressed in their sketches.
I'm going to show you this in 5 years.
Amazing.
I'm going to show you this in 5 years and see if you stand by this.
Oh,
I'm going to hold you to it. I'm going to go, that's who you are, Michael.
And I'll be down there 5 years down the road like, I'm a sellout, I'm a sellout, I'm a sellout.
Well, come on, man! It fucking makes the world go around.
Exactly. Yeah.
You tell anybody fucking promote this product, and I'll give you $5 million. They're gonna fucking do it.
Yeah, but no, I mean, as a veteran, this is a veteran-run channel for veterans. The humor is going to be off base for people who aren't veterans.
The veteran community is
exactly.
Going to
it's meant for the for the post 9/11 veteran community, and it's great. It's very offensive. If your feelings are easily hurt or if you're easily offended, you should not watch these guys.
Thick skin.
If you are a post 9/11 veteran, or if you have a crude sense of humor and you can laugh about pretty dark stuff, you will love these guys.
Or if you want somewhere to go bitch, I bet their comment section is just willing to tear you apart.
Oh yeah, so much. No, trust me. They're like from the little bit I've seen and interacted with, their comment sections blew up so much when Trump passed his trans in the military law.
Yeah,
it was fucking hilarious. I mean, there was the very real conversations going on with people, but there was a lot of trolling. There was a lot of people taking the bait.
I love it. I love it. Everyone's dying because their feelings are getting hurt and everything.
One of the greatest memes I saw is it's funny how many people I hear are getting upset about what's going on in the military with the trans people from people who have no experience in the military, have no intention of being in the military.
Yeah.
And it's funny how many people out there are getting involved with something they have no interest in.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I didn't do it. Yeah, no. But no, and that's what it comes
was that you just trying to stop yourself from looking at the camera?
No, I think I've been doing pretty damn good. I'm trying not to do.
Yeah, you're rock solid this time.
Steady.
You were
rock steady
all over the place last time.
I was like freaking crackhead.
Oh fuck.
Yep.
So
I'm doing better. A little bit better.
So how much do you know? Have you ever worked with any kind of music creation software at all?
Me personally, no. The extent
You've
of any editing software I've used is like the most basic, like Windows video editor, which I use to make like movies and stuff and combine movies with music, and that was the most basic of the most basic. So I can't say I have a whole lot of experience.
This whole
with it.
Getting a mixing board for this stuff, it has
for
opened
this stuff?
Yeah,
all right.
It has opened this awful rabbit hole that I've fallen into, and like I've already got an active crossover in my shopping cart. I've got 2 amps that are going to potentially power my 18-inch subwoofers and my 10-inch.
No, and it's like my interests are super lame. So you're over here looking at this awesome stuff to help make this better, and I'm over here like, What can
Well,
I
no,
do to
I'm not
make my-
even. It's not even pertaining to this anymore.
But, like,
it's
to the general
a whole,
setup and
a whole
everything.
DJ setup.
I'm
I've
over
become
there looking at filtration systems for my freaking fish. So
Hey, I saw that. I saw that your mom finally finished the
she did. It looks
table.
great. It looks amazing.
It did look good. It
Yeah,
did look good.
it
And
did.
as soon as she posted it on Facebook, I'm like, Michael, it's been 6 weeks.
Hey, how's it going?
It's like
It
at
looks
least
great,
he's
though.
getting it now.
Yeah, it looks great.
That's good.
Yeah.
Did you get fish yet?
I've got the fish I already had, but they're still in this small tank. I'm really trying to go all out for this new one. And the biggest thing is there's this type of algae called blackbeard algae, which I've had in every single tank. I don't know where the fuck it comes from. So I'm not using any of the stuff that I had in my previous tanks in this new tank.
Well, the fish are gonna carry it, aren't they?
They shouldn't. They shouldn't. Like, it's not an algae that goes on fish. It's like an algae, like a plant.
Okay.
That, it will stick to rocks. It'll stick to this and that, other, but it's not on the fish.
Okay.
So I'll transfer the fish over, but I'm not using any of the stuff, whether it be filtration, thermometer, rocks. None of that is coming over into this new one.
Okay.
The fish are the only thing that's going to be in there, and other than that, and I'm trying a new thing. I'm not going to try go into too much detail and bore everyone, but I'm trying to make a planted tank here.
You don't know them.
I don't know. Maybe they're interested, but more likely not. They're probably not interested in what my fish tank is going to be
Who
like.
the fuck cares what they're interested
Who the
in?
fuck? All right. Yeah. But yeah, no. I actually went on to this great website where you can order all sorts of cool stuff, and I got a bunch of plants that are going to come in. Because one of the things I tried doing, I pulled plants out of the lake.
That was probably a bad idea.
No. It wasn't a bad idea from a certain respect. I'm sure people out there will be like, no, we can't do that. Environment. And some people out there will be like, hey, State Ranger Rick over here. Yeah, I know where you live. But no, I pulled it.
Oh, you're not supposed to do that? You're not supposed to pull plants out of...
Depending on where you're at. I didn't look up the specifics, but depending on where you're at, a lot of places will be
Are you
like,
talking about when you
can't-
turned it like orange?
No.
Oh.
Orange. I never did that. What are you talking about?
When you were living over on the other side of town and you put all those leaves and stuff in your fish
No.
tank?
That was different. It was like, it may not have looked great, but it was actually beneficial for it.
Oh, okay.
It actually was good for
Oh,
the
okay.
tank and everything. But no, it's not like that. But like, I got new plants from the local lake, put them in there to try to kind of test things out, because honestly, I don't think that's mine. Are we just going to ignore that, or are we going to address that?
No, I'm going to have to go shut that off, actually. Fuck.
Is
All
that-
right.
Is that you? I don't think that's me. All right.
No, it's actually my alarm clock because I wanted to wake up.
Oh, you want to wake up for 10 o'clock, and then I showed up in the middle of the morning. But okay, well, I'm sure you can hear me from here, and I don't know why we're just gonna waste this free airtime not talking. But essentially, I got some plants from there. They kind of worked out. I just had two issues. First off, the blackbeard algae, which I already had, killed some of the plants outright just by covering them.
Okay.
And then the ones that survived did well, but they introduced regular green algae. Not a bad thing, but there's just a lot of it.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Honestly, I'd rather
So you're
have.
buying all new stuff.
Yeah, I am. I actually have a lot of plants. I got like
Well, that's exciting.
110 plants coming for this to rehouse this tank, and I'm doing.
How many gallons was that tank?
I think it's like 75.
Yeah. It
75.
was a big tank.
It's a big tank, and I'm looking forward to really kind of using it to its utmost. Before I just had that big old pike cichlid basically, and a couple others. Now I'm going for larger amounts of smaller fish.
Yeah.
To kind of get more going on there, as opposed to just having that big old badass motherfucker in there, running around, just kind of like, hey, this is my tank. The fuck you doing in here, boy?
I'm gonna fucking eat you. That thing,
Like I'm gonna kill you,
attacks
and I'm gonna
some
eat
shit.
you. Oh yeah, he was the baddest of badasses in that tank. I feel bad for ever having to get rid of them because I love the shit out of them, but damn. But I mean, I've got, what I want to do for a tank, and as much as I loved him, he's just not going to fit in there because he would eat everything and kill it.
Yeah.
Yep. But,
locked out.
oh.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Man, it's only
still doing
8:30.
all right.
Damn, I came out over early as fuck.
Well, it was
Waking
6:30.
waking your ass up.
It was 6:30.
Yeah.
Oh, we are live right now.
Yeah. Yes, we are. How about you? You got anything else you want to address? Well, I'm not talking about my fish tanks.
I don't know. Let's. So I've been in the middle of this computer build, right?
Right.
And a big thing right now is GPUs. GPUs are fucking outrageous right now. I mean, outrageous. These GPUs, man. So the graphics processing unit.
Okay.
I think. Whatever. It's the graphics card.
Okay. All right. I know what that is.
GPU. And so all of this mining that's going on right now. There's not only Bitcoin, there's also Ethereum. You have no idea.
No, I know what Bitcoin and everything is, but when you said mining, I was thinking like specifically like people out in freaking Afghanistan with a pickaxe.
No, this is 2017.
No. That's the thing. That's the thing. They actually, what was it? Rare earth minerals or whatever the hell they're called. There was I say it like it happened yesterday, but it was at least freaking 5 years ago. But there was a big old collection of rare earth minerals that were found in Afghanistan, and the Chinese bought the rights to it.
Oh yeah, didn't somebody else get in trouble for like labor?
Probably something stupid like. But no, that's what when you were talking about it, like the first thing that came to mind was like, oh, all these Afghans out here freaking picking away and stuff. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, right. Are you making sure that all of your products contain what is it? Fair trade minerals.
Oh, totally fair.
Fair trade minerals. But
it's completely fair. I mean, if they don't mine
no,
the
I'm
minerals,
talking.
their family dies.
I'm talking mining.
Right. Right. No,
like
I know what you're talking about.
So before Bitcoin was,
I want to interrupt you real quick because there's a great thing I freaking saw. Was this guy talking about how ridiculous like TSA is and everything, and they said they pulled the person's bag because they saw a Bitcoin in there they hadn't declared bringing money over. They saw a Bitcoin in their bag and they hadn't declared monies from another country.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yes. So that was just a fun thing.
Could you imagine trying to like explain to them like,
I saw a Bitcoin in your bag and didn't clear you're bringing any money over from another country. You saw what? In my where?
You do know that's an international currency, right?
No, that is not a physical currency.
Well, yeah, that's
the first most prominent thing. That is not a physical currency that you saw.
But when it boils down to it, would you be able to? Because you can create little Bitcoin wallets on thumb drives.
You can, but they didn't. That's the whole point.
Yes,
the person just was making up a reason to say like, "Hey, I'm going in your bag."
Would you get in trouble for transporting money from one country to another? If
you
if
can.
You had a Bitcoin wallet on your thumbstick,
depending on how much. If you don't declare it, there's like so much you can bring with you.
What if I was like Warren Buffett of Bitcoin?
I don't know.
I'm just walking around with this little fucking breakout key.
Then they could probably totally get into your shit. But the point was like, especially if you're traveling internationally, if you're bringing so much cash with you, you have to declare this is how much cash I'm bringing with me, or else they can get into your shit. Oh. And they use that as an excuse to say, we saw a Bitcoin in your bag, which you did not declare. So we're going to use that as an excuse to get in your bag and look through it.
TSA is getting in their bags. Okay. So yeah, Bitcoin used to be a easier thing to mine. You could mine them on graphics cards.
Yeah.
Because they're just fucking powerhouses. And, then it became to the point where the equations, I guess you have them solve equations. It's basically you verify transactions that other people are making.
Right. I mean, to
And
what I
every
understand,
time that you verify a transaction, you get so much Bitcoin.
right,
Or
and to what
a
I
fraction
understand,
of
the
a Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is entirely completely digital currency,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it operates much in the same ways that regular currency does, with inflation and all those other things that currency goes through, right?
Not
No,
entirely. So there's only so many Bitcoins that are going to be produced. There's a cutoff. Like as soon as
you'll only
as
have
soon
so
as
many.
as soon as so many people mine these Bitcoins and it reaches that point, it just stops.
No,
So
again,
that has some people worried.
okay,
But it's gotten to the point where there's so many people using Bitcoin to verify these transactions, you need a very powerful machine.
hmm
But on the other hand,
to keep you from just manufacturing Bitcoins on your own computer or something.
yeah, and transferring without like falsely transferring Bitcoin.
There has to be
Like
the ability to verify what you have
yeah,
is authentic, especially
hundreds
for
of
something.
nodes verify your transaction
No,
to make sure that other person's getting paid.
right.
Like if there's no way to stop that network. The Bitcoin network is fucking huge.
Mhm.
But so that's gotten pretty intensive. So you have to have entire machines to produce Bitcoin now,
Right.
to mine. But Ethereum is a fairly new one.
So
So
is it just like a separate but similar process?
Yes.
So it's another purely online currency, essentially.
Yes. Actually, there's a
Ethereum.
bunch of them here. I'll give you the names exactly.
All right.
So there's Ethereum. Let's see, digital. Currency.
All right. Let's see. So
Digital currency. Currencies. Right? IEF?
yeah.
Okay. See if we can come up with a list here. But
Yeah.
anyway, so Ethereum's fairly new.
But it's doing essentially the same thing as Bitcoin would.
Yeah. So they're starting all over again in that industry. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so everyone's buying these
This
GPUs.
is essentially online money laundering. If you take real cash and transfer it and make it a Bitcoin.
If you buy Bitcoin off of someone with real cash, I guess you could
You could
launder
that
money.
Bitcoin for real cash.
Yeah, you can.
So,
It depends on on the market.
I don't think I'm giving anyone any new ideas, but
I guarantee
that's
it's happening
essentially
already.
an effective way to
I
launder
guarantee you
money online.
some mobster out there was just like, "Hey, guys,
This is awesome.
so I learned about this thing called Bitcoin. I think we should trade our money through here. Might be easier."
It's super easy.
Well, I don't know.
You could probably do that from
To
online.
transfer to Bitcoin, you'd still have to go through a bank, I would imagine. If you're talking large sums of money, they're not coming to you with caches of fucking
right. But what I'm saying is and that's the whole point of money laundering. It's not one specific source that you're just swapping this money out. But you could be like, hey, I've got a bunch of different
but
sources
it's usually
of this money,
in
and I'm gonna
larger
buy Bitcoin,
sums.
and then you can you can sell that Bitcoin for real money, and essentially it's clean.
Maybe you could set up like thousands of PayPal accounts and launder it that way. I'm sure you can.
And if there's
companies overseas right now that
technically digitally inclined, it shouldn't be a problem for some people.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a possibility. And
Have you
again, a
seen-
possibility. I don't think we're breaking ground here.
No, not at all. They've got this all figured out.
Mhm.
Have you seen overseas there you can buy likes on Instagram and stuff? shit you not. So they're taking these walls. They're hooking up these phones on a wall.
Mhm.
It's just a wall of phones, and they're just on an auto script that runs through and like gives you a like.
That's so stupid. Such a stupid thing to pay for. Maybe in my opinion. Maybe the people who make business off of this kind of stuff, it's different. But
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. You could
you're right,
jump
because
to
if you've got like actual,
you could jump to 100,000 subscribers in minutes.
right. And again, if you're someone who's well, what's the word I'm looking for? Who's
Didn't you just say it? Digitally inclined.
that's not the word I was looking for, but I was going to say someone who's not promoted, but
Advertised.
advertised. There's an actual word and phrasing for this that I'm not getting right now because I'm having a massive brain fart.
Okay.
But if you're, there is a fucking word for it, and you know it.
You'll think of it later. Just blurt it out later.
All right.
Anyways.
But if someone's like paying you because you've got so many followers to advertise,
endorsed?
yeah,
If you're endorsed by somebody?
I think that's probably right. But yeah, if you're endorsed by someone, I can see that being.
Or
like,
if you're endorsing, a company.
I guess you could see that as like an investment. Be like, okay, well, if I need more people to follow me, so I get more endorsement, pay, and like, okay, get an extra.
There is a lot of shun on it though. Like,
well,
like
yeah, because you aren't
can tell,
actually doing it.
You can tell when a person has fake followers,
right?
Especially when they shoot up overnight. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not talking like.
I thank you for pointing that out.
So
for me and all of the rest,
anyways,
of us out on the internet.
Anyways, besides that, so GPUs have been the GPU market has been out of fucking control lately.
Really?
Well, the 1080 Ti's, like the higher tier, they've been kind of steady in their pricing.
All right.
But every other graphics card has shot up at least like $150 to $200 because all of these miners are buying them up in fucking mass amounts.
All right.
Because they're mining the Ethereum off of them. And people are like, I want to get them. I want to make money. I want to make money right now. It's my money. I want it now.
It's my money, and I want it now.
But so they're buying up all these GPUs, and it's just fucking rocketing up the price.
Mm.
I watched a graphics card go from $700 to $900 in the matter of days. It's sold out. It's sold out on Amazon, and then like some other seller popped up automatically, and it was like fucking $900.
That is insane.
So this whole PC build that I'm trying to do has been just fucking derailed because of not only is this going on for them, but also, well, no, that's a separate issue. RAM. There was a factory that had their entire stock of RAM just. I guess it was contaminated. They had some kind of leak in their facility, and their RAM was. So they're behind an entire year now. So RAM's kind of going up too. That's why I actually bought mine already. I'm like, I'm not getting fucking charged out the ass for this shit. I want this done by September. I want to power this fucking thing on by September.
Okay.
But the GPU is going to be the hardest.
It's definitely interesting.
I'm gonna be paying right around like $800 for a decent GPU.
Damn.
But I want it so we'll be able to run shit like this, you know, and my video editing will be so much smoother. Like right now, I was showing you the last time, wasn't I? Where I tried doing like a little edit and then it just fucking bottlenecked and shit the bed.
And when you get more stuff going on, it just kind of it dies. Like,
yeah.
You know, as far as like whether it's the video or the audio, it just kind of gets clunky. It's like
this piece of shit that I'm using is worthless. I'm done with it. I'm gonna convert it. I'm gonna convert it into a server. Actually,
you say that while I'm sitting here looking like at a full-fledged freaking like you. I don't know much as far as the technical side, but it looks like a studio almost.
I turned my living room into a studio.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun.
No, it is.
This is what I do now.
Super cool. And like we were talking about before, this is the kind of shit you do when you get older and you're like, you know what? I got money. I can do things. this is super cool, and this is something I'm interested in.
I mean,
And you do
I
it.
have no idea what I'm doing in the slightest, but I'm learning.
I mean,
I'm learning.
I think we're doing pretty good.
I think
Episode 2,
episode 2.
if you haven't already caught on to that, if it wasn't already right there in the description.
No, it is. It is. I put it up there.
I know it is. I'm being facetious here.
But I've fallen into this dark hole where I'm just researching
you
everything.
gotta get better
I
and
got-
better
I got,
and better.
It's gotten so bad that I've gotten into programming.
Gone too far.
I've gone too far.
Must
so
go back.
so I'm now I'm learning Python and Java. It's kind of hard. It's difficult.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult.
Now, I'm familiar in the sense that I'm aware of Java. I don't know nothing about Python. Is it essentially like different branding, same programming?
I guess Python is pretty close to Linux. You've heard of Linux.
Yeah. I'm aware of Linux.
Okay.
It's like programming, kind of like you got your Linux, your Windows, your Apple
it's
products.
an operating system.
Yeah.
It's essentially like Linux, I believe. I don't know. The Raspberry Pi runs off of Python.
Okay.
You can code in Python on that.
Now, is it its own standalone operating system, or is it like piggybacking off of
It's a language.
Linux?
It's a language. A programming language.
Are you fluent?
Are you fluent? Are you fluent in Java and Python? You fluent in Python?
I kind of want to be like, yes, I speak fluent Python.
You definitely look good in an interview if you said that.
I'm sure
I
I
speak
would.
fluent Python. Yeah. So here's a little reference for you. I mean, if anyone else wants to see this, we're just looking at the Wikipedia page for programming languages.
All right.
So this is a list. Notice that it's two-sided.
There's a lot going on here.
Those are all programming languages.
That is a lot.
Yeah, there's a shit ton. There's a shit ton.
Like, this isn't just me not knowing what the hell I'm talking about. There's a lot here.
Yeah.
Jesus. Wow.
Yeah.
Koja, that sounds
So Python, Koja?
Koja.
Python's way down here. Let's see if I can pull up anything about it.
Further down. There,
Python.
very bottom of the P's. Python.
The last in the P's.
Deconstructor.
Use high-level programming language for... Yeah. So it's actually one of the easier ones to learn, apparently.
Okay. That looks like the kind of programmer I'd hang out with. What was it? Guido van Rossum. Apparently he created it, and he looks kind of awesome. Rossum's awesome.
Rossum's awesome. I hope somebody else made that connection.
I'm sure.
I would imagine.
I'd be very surprised if I was the first.
Did you ever watch Code Monkeys?
Yeah, actually, that was
a fucking fantastic show.
A great show. Have you ever watched the IT Crowd?
No.
Oh, they got it on Netflix. You got to check it out. It's funny as hell. It's a British show.
You know the Woz on there is based off a real person, right?
Yeah.
The Woz?
Mm-hmm.
Steve Wozniak?
Yeah.
From Apple?
Yeah, no, I'm aware of that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, it was a great show.
I didn't know that at first. I was just
Really?
fucking ripped off my ass watching Code Monkeys, just going, hell the Woz!
No, I got to show you stuff like after this. I mean, when it comes to all the technical shit, you got it.
Okay.
You got it. You're the guy. But when it comes to the awesome social shit going on, first off, IT Crowd. You're gonna
I don't
fucking
know.
love it.
I don't know dick about what's going on right now.
It's on
Like
Netflix.
everyone-
You can watch it all the time. It's freaking great. We're gonna watch some shit afterwards when we're off camera. Yeah, it'll be nice.
My basic pipeline of news is Philip DeFranco. So if it's not covered on Philip DeFranco,
Right.
I don't have any idea what the fuck's
Which
going
is
on.
again, it's freaking hilarious. I think we already covered this about some freaking the mainstream media labeling him as alt right.
Yeah.
Oh, funny. Yeah.
I can't listen to anybody
Fake
else.
Fake news.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's awful. It's
No, it's
some of these
crazy.
news outlets are just
They don't
they're
even
fucking
try
bad.
to verify anything they say. They just say it and be like, "Hey, we're big, so
Well,
trust us."
they gotta sell copies. They gotta get views. They gotta
But
get
they don't.
clicks.
But these are big, like big name
Yeah, because
primary
they're
media
fast.
sources.
Because they're fast and they know what they're doing.
Except for like what they put out has nothing. They don't know what they're doing as far as what they're putting out. Though.
Yeah, guess what? That's gonna get them.
BS.
That's gonna get them more ad revenue from clicks.
Yeah,
It's gonna get them more
it's
views.
very frustrating. I guess.
The funny thing is,
So,
tabloids
this is something more
tabloids have
annoying.
been doing this forever.
Yeah, but this is
How
coming
many-
from large media sources, though. This is tabloid style news from large media sources.
Tabloids used to be huge.
Mhm.
Tabloids used to be huge in the sense that they were giving out like good news.
Mm.
So what I'm saying is major media outlets are falling into the realm of tabloids.
Yeah.
They're grasping at straws. They don't know what the fuck's going on.
They're throwing.
They're losing- they're
throwing
losing
a
a
story
vision.
together without anything to back it up, because they don't care about backing up. They just want to throw the story together and put it out there.
Well, it is the digital age, and people have to be like right on top of stuff.
Yeah.
Like they need to have the story out first, and if they
Well, that's the concerning part about it, though, is these major media outlets being like, "Is this new, or is this just something that's known because we now have the internet and we can fact check these guys?" Because it was always trusted before that the news, that the media and stuff was going to do
all
that.
that old shit was bullshit too.
No, exactly, and that's the scary part, because up until now it was all just kind of like, okay,
You
this may
accept.
this
You
may or may not be
accepted it.
partisan, but you accept, that they've done their homework. And
No, they didn't.
looking back, you're just
They're
like,
human beings.
man,
They're human beings.
how long has this shit
fucking
been
make
happening?
mistakes.
Yeah,
When you hear
it's not
something,
even mistakes.
when
at that
you
point,
hear
though.
something that you want to believe, and you're gonna run with it.
Right.
You're gonna run.
I
with
think this is just like I say with a lot of stuff, it's a lot of this is like one of the thing. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. So you bring all this stuff out into the light and let people know what's going on, and the truth comes through.
Yeah.
And again, like I say, this is just the ability of the internet to pull things forward, where people be able to look at what's actually going on. And I think it's a little bit of like, for most people who are actually looking critical into where they're getting the news from, this is kind of like a slap in the face. Like, man, how long have I been listening to this same crap? It's the same crap. Hasn't changed. But our ability to verify what's going on.
We're finding out that Santa Claus isn't real.
Yeah, it's disappointing. It's very disappointing, because
Yeah.
Santa Claus is running the country.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, CNN's been getting fucking bombarded. And it's funny because that whole Donald Trump meme like existed for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've been putting different shit on that wrestler's face for years.
Oh, yeah. And that was great. I'm surprised I haven't received more backlash from the internet community for trying to.
Oh no, they got slaughtered.
Oh, they
got
did, but I'm
slaughtered.
surprised it wasn't worse
The
than it
meme war
was.
was fucking on.
So it's like I served in the great meme war of 2017.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I was a GIF creator in the great meme war.
Mm-hmm. Normies. Fucking normies everywhere.
Snowflakes.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, though. That's what it's become.
I was standing in a line yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a guy behind me talking about how kids these days
yeah.
they don't want to work, they don't want to do nothing, they feel entitled and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm still sitting here like okay, I'd rather be doing something like this compared to factory work. You know what I mean? So am I being entitled?
No.
I
think the big thing is they're saying kids these days. That's because we have the opportunity to be more entrepreneurial than the previous generation, and that's where the money is. There isn't the jobs and the money in being a factory worker like there was in
I mean, the money's there, but it's
there, but it's not like it was
being
before.
Outsourced mostly.
Oh, like there's tons of going out there to support this, but like you could go out there, you could work at freaking McDonald's in the 70s, and pay your way through college through McDonald's. Good luck trying to do that now. No, that was a thing
Really?
that people did. They would pay their way working at a restaurant through the summer, not even full time, but just through the summer to pay their way through college.
Yeah.
Good luck trying to do that now.
But they also didn't push college as much as they do now.
No, they didn't. They've industrialized college,
yeah.
and they said
Since
you
the
have to have
demand-
this. You
since-
have to have this. They haven't changed quality. If anything, they've lessened the quality of the education you're getting, and they've shot prices through the roof because they said, hey, every job is going to say you need to have this, and if you don't have this,
And every
well,
job
good
does.
luck.
That's why
Exactly.
that's why I'm finishing my last class.
And that's the part that pisses me off is it's just having it. It doesn't matter what.
Speak into the microphone.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what degree you have or what your degree is in, just that you have a degree.
Yeah.
So you could have a communications degree or something, and you could be working in a factory. And we're like, well, we're going to give you this job because you have a degree. You have got a communications degree, and you're working in a factory, and you're working on building shit and engineering. You should have an engineering degree. Doesn't matter. You just got a degree.
Yeah.
Vice versa, if you've got a lot of experience in that field, but you don't have a degree, well, you don't have a degree, so I don't think we're going to give you that job. We just can't do it.
This fresh newbie out of college.
Out of
is
college,
gonna
who has
get
a degree, who has that's in no way related to that, is going to get the job because he's got a degree, So
Yeah, but
what are
then
you gonna do?
then other people are fighting the fact that
what I'm saying is the
if you
degree
don't have-
doesn't matter. What
Yeah.
you've learned doesn't matter. You just have to have it.
yeah.
It's like having a card.
Yeah. But it's kind of sideways, though. It's like you hear about people with degrees not getting jobs because they don't have the experience.
Right.
And then you hear people with experience not getting the job because they don't have the degree.
Exactly.
So where the fuck do you get both? Is there a
You don't.
Walmart? Is there a Walmart for this double
That would be
package?
great, but it just doesn't happen. And that's what I'm saying, because like
You know what's nice? You know what's nice about like the digital community? So you learn whatever the fuck you can. You just go out and you fucking learn it.
right.
And
No.
they're gonna fucking give you a job because you know how to code.
Right.
They give you a job
need
because you have the
something
knowledge.
to prove that you can do it.
Oh yeah, you have to actually
and-
put forth something that shows your efforts.
Right.
Like have you ever heard of Linus Tech Tips?
No.
So the Linus Tech Group, they are actually working on something called Floatplane, I guess.
Okay.
And they did a call to programmers, I think last month maybe.
Right.
And they're just like, we don't care. We don't care where you got your education from.
Right.
If
you
you
can do this,
If you can do this little project that we're putting out on the table, if you submit a good project to us, then you'll be in the pool for getting hired.
and that's what it should be like. It used to be college generally ran into one or two camps. Your higher education, which honestly has no practical, applications to it. It's just being educated for the sake of being educated, which there's nothing wrong with that. And then there's applicable education, which would be like, your engineering, your, freaking management, those sorts of degrees. But now it doesn't matter. Like most places,
Like a trade school.
if you actually have a degree which applies to the job you're applying to, that's great, and they will recognize that. But at the same time, if you apply there and you've got a degree that has nothing to do with what you're applying to, they'll just be like, okay, well, you've just got the degree, you paid the money, so
This is out of left field, but did you know librarians have to have an 8-year degree
for where?
for a
For
library?
college?
Yeah,
Like a public library or a college library?
I want to say both.
Okay, Google.
Google.
We're not trying to get sued.
Oh yeah. What?
I mean, it doesn't surprise me,
How many?
but at the same
years?
time, it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, well, you've got to have this just because. It's not actually aiding you in your ability to do that job whatsoever. It's just, well, you need to have this. And I think that's really stupid, especially considering how expensive it is to go to college nowadays. It's like you must be in debt in order to have this job. That's not going to help you in any way. And
Masters.
masters,
My bad.
yeah, masters. That's a hell of a degree. And anyone watching this who feels like it, in the comments, say whether you agree or disagree as far as the whole issue with having a degree in a field, and whether or not you believe it's necessary for that degree in that field to coincide. Because I think that's a really big thing. It's a really big thing that a lot of people are running into, and it's kind of ridiculous at this point.
It is. It is. But at the same time, like, traditional work is going out the window.
Right.
We need to.
But that's all the more reason that if you go to college to get a degree to help you work, it should be a field that you've studied for.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
for example, automation. Automation is huge. It's going through the roof everywhere.
Well,
Someone who has
been
personal
around
experience
forever.
working at automation is less likely to get a job if they don't have a degree versus someone who's got a degree that has nothing to do with automation. You see what I mean? How kind of crazy that is?
Yeah. No, it's nuts. I'm not saying it's not crazy at all.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm probably repeating myself, but it's just something that's just kind of like in my brain.
Yeah, it fucking melts my brain
Yeah,
on a
it's
daily
like-
basis. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I'm learning this stuff. I know how to do this stuff.
Right.
I have leadership skills. Why can't I do this?
Right. And just through your own, freaking initiative, going out there and learning this stuff, you probably got, I'm not even going to say probably, you have more experience and more potential than someone who has a degree in, say, liberal arts.
Come on.
I was
Don't
I was
pick on the liberal arts.
I was
people.
not trying to reach for the
Someone's head
low-hanging.
just exploded.
I was not trying to reach for the low-hanging fruit there, but I couldn't think of anything else off the top of my head, and I
Yeah.
said, "It's right there."
But you can
It's
transfer.
waiting.
You can actually transfer from liberal arts to anything, can't you? Isn't that why a lot of people go for liberal arts?
I go for liberal arts because it doesn't actually mean you know anything. You can
I thought
have a degree.
I thought liberal
and-
arts expanded over everything, isn't it?
Look up on Goggle.
Goggle. Okay.
Liberal arts is kind of a joke, honestly. Like your spelling.
Fuck off.
Reading, loading. But essentially, like, in reality, in current day, job field, liberal arts is
Okay.
kind of a joke.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah. And the worst thing is you're looking at like the actual definition of liberal arts, not what it is now, too. So whatever you're saying now, like, this is the best it's
Yeah.
gonna be.
Wow. And here I am struggling with fucking cosine and sine, and they get to do this.
Yeah. It's pretty great. Like,
Well,
if
I'm
you-
sure.
like, if,
it's some.
if you want an easy degree for your money, go liberal arts. I'm sure a lot of people's heads are exploding out there, and anyone who bothers watching this who's in any of those fields
It
is
probably
going to
exploded at the
put, like,
fucking
so-
beginning.
Oh,
They're like,
way back
they're
then.
not even. What are we, like an hour in right now?
fucking fascist.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're pretty far in right now. But yeah, I mean it sucks, but what are you gonna do? Like my business administration degree, it wants me to have pre-calc.
See, that's something.
And people are fucking doing pre-calc in high school. I'm like, why wasn't I smart? Why did I get the fucking GED? Why
Yeah.
the fuck did I get out of here?
Like, I kind of feel bad, like, listening to that because I did pre-calc in high school.
Yeah, and I'm dying. I'm
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
And the bad thing is, like I freaking, killed that shit back when I was in high school. But now looking back at it, if I try to do it now, I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
It'd be funny if people were actually like using the live chat and we're not even watching it. Oh no,
That'd be funny. No one. Why not?
watching now. One. I think I think
It's
we're the
probably
only
us.
ones watching.
I
us.
think that's us.
Yeah.
How far are we in right now?
I don't know.
9:07. How long have we been recording?
Oh, elapsed
Hour
time.
40 almost.
Oh wow.
I don't know. Think we're good today?
I think we're good.
Pick up
today.
next week. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yes. So that's good. We'll end on liberal arts and how it sucks.
Yeah, and maybe we'll pick up there next week. I don't know. We'll see. Anyone who's actually watching this can put in the comments what they might want to see next week. Doesn't mean you're gonna get it, but that's the way the world works. You don't always get what you
I might
want
actually try to talk shit about it.
about liberal arts. Look it up.
No, about whatever they put in the comments. I want to.
Don't be afraid. He's like,
I'm semi-retarded, so
yeah.
fuck. See,
It's like if you've got this far into the video and you decide to post a comment, you're probably going to outdo this guy. So don't worry about whatever he does.
yeah, you're gonna have way more knowledge than I can ever produce.
But yeah, anyone who watches this, support us, like us, comment, tell your friends, or not. You know, the fuck we care.
I forgot I had to turn it off on the other computer. We're done. All right.